So there we were. Yeah, you're saying something, Shika? Okay, fine. So that's what we can just check. Okay, so this is how if we can see the output. Okay, so the thing is like we can see the length is printed. Okay, so when we say print the length, okay, so length is printed 8, so it's printing the number of character so elements, that is 8. Then when we try to print the element from index number, so given index number, that is 2. Okay, so it's again printing the the element from the given index, that is 2, that means Java. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, that is Java. Okay, so let's try some other stuff like what we have. Okay, so as we cannot delete or insert element, okay, or we cannot add element, okay, and we cannot remove the elements as well, so we will try to check how we can do it, or how we can use the loop. Okay, so we can try the loop. Let's say if I want to use let's say if I say iterate elements, okay, using loop, okay, or using for loop. Okay, so like that. Okay, so what I can do is similar to yesterday, as we have used in list. Okay, so in t1 I'll call it like this, and now if I can say, let's say print, okay, x, so it will print all the elements, it will print all the elements there. So it's just like that yesterday, it's just like that yesterday. Okay, and if you want to check if any item exists, if any item exists, okay, again, let's say check if let's say item exists, okay, or not. Okay, so similar to yesterday, if I, let's say if let's say python uh, in, sorry, yeah, if python in t1. Okay, so exactly similar to yesterday, we can see that. Okay, so it's very same. Okay, so you can simply print the message, let's say sorry, yeah, so you can simply print the message, let's say print so we had printed yes, let's say python is present. Okay, so like that, whatever you want, we can just print a message like that. Okay, so it was exactly same as out of it. So okay, let me run this piece of code first. So let's say uh, clear it, and let's run this again. So as we can see that all the elements are printed first, right from, let's say, cpp and all. Okay, so all the elements are printed, c, cpp and all. Okay, so we can just check. Okay, so we can just check here, so all those elements are printed, and in the end we can see yes, python is present as well. Okay, so we can try all those stuff like that. Then okay, let me clear the screen. Okay, then if we move ahead, we can try some other things like okay, what if we have already used for loop, and we have used the if as well. Now if I, let's say want to delete the loop, or if I want to create sorry, delete the tuple, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so you can just delete that tuple as well, and you can check the things as well. Okay, so again, using delete keyword, I'll say, if I say delete t1, it will simply delete the tuple, it will simply delete the tuple. Okay, and then so it will simply delete the tuple. So make sure you don't call the print here. Okay, the tuple deletes the tuple. Make sure you don't call the print here, as we have seen yesterday. Okay, when we deleted the list, we tried to call the list, it will definitely throw an error. Okay, similar to yesterday, what we can do is, we have seen, if you remember, we have seen an use of list constructor to create the tuple. So that was another way. So let's say another way, okay, another way to create a tuple. Okay, so let's say using, uh, sorry, yeah, using tuple constructor. Okay, so using tuple constructor. So similar to that yesterday, we have to use that. Okay, so if I say, let's say t2 equals to, again here I'll use 2 times brackets, or we can say the round brackets, whatever you want to call it. Okay, and if I I'll just copy this state here. Okay, I'll just copy these elements. Okay, so and I'll pass it here. Okay, so it will create the tuple for me now. So T2 is created. So there are two ways we can say. So you can directly say T1 equals to a round bracket and all those elements, or you can use the tuple constructor here. Okay, so here you will have to write tuple. Here you will have to write tuple. Okay, so the only thing changes here, you'll have to write tuple. Okay, so you have to write the tuple constructor and then it will create it. Okay, so there's another way to do it. If I, let's say, try to print it, let's say if I print T2. Okay, so again it will print the elements. Okay, so let's try that. Okay, so if you can see, we have deleted that and now we have created T2, that is tuple 2, so we can print that tuple 2 as well. Okay, so that's how we can just deal with this. Then there's one more thing. If you want to, let's say, check the number of times particular element is there in tuple. Okay, so for that what I'll do is I'll use, let's say, for this let's say I'll add C again here. Okay, so I'll add C again here. Instead of go, I'll add C again here. Okay, and if I want to check how many times the C is present in this particular tuple, okay, so I can check that as well. I can check that as well. Okay, so let's see how we can do that easily. So we don't need to use a loop and all for that. We don't need to compare the elements, or we don't need to do other things. Okay, so we can just check that very easily just by calling one function. Okay, so if I say, let's say, I'll directly call it in print, so that I don't need to call it in a variable or somewhere like that. Okay, I'll directly call it in print. Okay, so let's say I'll say T2 dot count. Okay, and in count I can simply pass the element. I can simply pass the element, so it will print the number of element it is there. Okay, so if I say, now you can see 2 is printed in the console. If you can see, we have got the output 2. So C is present 2 times. C is present 2 times. Okay, so that's how it will work. That's how it will work basically. So if I say print the, let's say, number of, okay, so number of times element is present in tuple. Okay, so like that. Okay, so we can say like that, so it will print that. Okay, or if you want, I'll just I think that should be better. That should be better. If it doesn't look good, okay, so I'll put it here, so I think we can easily understand that. Okay, so this piece of code does that. Then we can say, we can check the index number of particular tuple as well. So if you can say, let's say, print let's say T2 dot again index. Okay, so of, let's say, if I want to check a particular index of, okay, so I can check, let's say, if I say index of Python. Okay, so it will return me the index of Python. Okay, so let's say this will return, okay, the index of given element. Okay, given element. Okay, so if I run that program again, okay, if I run that program again, I'm getting 3. The index of Python is 3. Okay, so that is how we deal with tuple. That is how we deal with tuple. Okay, so this is how all the things we can just do with tuple. So we can just check few elements, we can just try and check few elements. Okay, so the most thing or the most important thing we should remember is, once the tuple is created, the thing is important you need to know is it is ordered. That is why again we can use the index number here. We can use the index number here. Okay, so this one is ordered, though there will be indexing. Okay, so all those elements will be indexed. Okay, so which is not there in set. Now what we are going to see the next. Okay, so set is not indexed. Okay, set is not ordered, that is unordered. But tuple is ordered, and tuple is ordered and unchangeable. Tuple is ordered and unchangeable. That means once you have created the tuple, you won't be able to change the values, you won't be able to add the items to it, and you won't be able to remove the items from tuple. But we can delete the tuple. Then that's what we have tried here as well. So we deleted tuple. Okay, so I hope you have understood tuple. Okay, now moving ahead to the let's say let's move ahead with the another one, that is set. Okay, so we'll see set here now. Okay, so what we can do with set. Okay, so set is basically another collection similar to list and tuple. another collection similar to list and tuple. But you will use set only if you want unordered, unchangeable, and unindexed type of elements. Okay. So it is unordered, unchangeable, and unindexed, that we have to remember. And the main difference in tuple, list, and set, okay, the set is written with curly braces. Set is written with curly braces. Okay. So list is written with square brackets. Okay. Tuple is written with the round brackets, and the set is written with curly brackets. Okay. So you have to remember that. Okay. Then list is completely ordered, and list is completely ordered, okay, and changeable. Okay. Tuple is ordered but unchangeable. But when we say set is unordered, okay, unchangeable, and unindexed. Okay. That means we cannot use any indexing here, we cannot pass the indexes here. Okay. Every time if I try to print the tuple, it will print in some different order, it will print in some different order. Okay. So this also means we cannot change the items, but we can add items to it. Okay. So there's again a difference. In tuple we can add, we cannot add. In tuple we cannot add the elements, but in set we can add the elements. Okay. And you can remove the elements from set as well. Okay. Which is not possible with tuple, but that is possible with list. Okay. So we can also delete the set. Okay. So let's see some of the things how we can try and define. Okay. So let's say define set first. Okay. So we will define a set. Let's say, let's call it set 1. I'll call it set 1. Okay. So here with curly brackets you have to write. So let me copy the elements. Okay. So it's there. Okay. So I'll just copy these elements to save some time instead of typing all the stuff. Okay. So I'll just copy it here. So now the set is created. Now the set is created. Let's say if I print the set, if I, let's say, print the set 1, it will print as it is. Okay. I'll try to print the same again. Okay. So let's see how we get the output. Okay. What we get the output. Okay. So let's say Python set, okay, sorry, set demo dot py. Okay. So can you see we are getting output? Now we haven't done anything with it, but we see while adding the stuff, what we get is the sequence was C, C++, Java, Python, Android, C, Perl, and PHP. While printing, the sequence is Perl, Python, PHP, Java, Android, CPP, C. Okay, so there's no index here. There is no index here. There's no order here. Okay, so I'll just delete this, and then let's try other stuff now. Okay, so that's what the tuple, sorry, that was the set. Okay, initially we deal with. Then if I try with other things, okay, if I try with other things, that is how we can try the let's say first if I print the length. Okay. So if I print the length of that, that is again similar to the in two ones. Okay. So let's say I'll again use the length method, and if I say set 1, so it will print the number of elements, it will print the number of elements, it will. Okay. So let's check here. So if I print, now we can see the 7 elements are there. Okay. So you can see the 7 elements it's showing us. Okay. Can you see that it's showing us 7 element? Can you just spot a difference? Because we have passed 8 elements. If you see here, there are 8 elements. Okay. But while printing, it is printing only 7 elements. Okay. And here again, while giving the length, it is giving only 7. Okay. Can you just spot a difference? Can you just tell me why it's happening? Can you just guess that? Anybody? Can you just tell me? Any guesses? Because we have passed 8 elements. No index number. Yeah, there is no index number, but it's not because of index number. Yes, C is same. Okay, the two elements are same. C is same. Okay, but instead of C, now let's say if I say go, okay, and now if I run it again, okay, it will show me 8. It will show me 8. Okay, see here. Okay, see this. And if you can see, every time it is printing in a different order. Every time it is printing in a different order. There is no order at all. There is no indexing at all. Okay. So every time it is going to print in different way. That means the advantage of say set is also there, that it will remove the duplication. It will remove the duplication automatically. Okay, so that is one more one advantage of set as well. Fine. So let's move ahead. Let's try it, other things. Let's say how we can create or how we can loop. Okay, so again, if I say for x in, if I say set one, so it is exactly same, and I'll say print x. Okay, so it will print the all the stuff. Okay, so if I try again, it's gonna print all that again. So it's printing Java, CPP, Go, Android, Perl, PHP, C, and Python. Okay, so again the sequence is different. Okay, let's check if I can check if, let's say, if I say Python, okay, in, let's say, set one. Okay, can we see at least this thing? Okay, because there is no indexing, does it at least help us? Okay, so let's say print. Okay, let's say yes, Python. Okay, sorry, let's say Python is present. Okay, so like that we can just try output. Okay, and if I run this again code, okay, so I, yeah, it will work. Okay, so that will work. Okay, so that means fine, there is no indexing, but it knows the values. Okay, and that we can understand with the example here. We already have seen when there were two C's, it shows only 7 elements. It showed only 7 elements. That means it can identify the values. Okay, or the elements. Okay, so if there are duplicate elements, it will remove it. Okay, so that's how it can understand that. Okay, so we can check the values. Okay, similar to let's say I'll write again. Okay, so another let's say way to create a set, okay, is nothing but let's say use, let's say, set constructor. Okay, so we can use set constructor to do that. So let's say if I say set 2 equals to, I'll say set round brackets. Again, there will be double round brackets, and I can just pass those elements. Okay, so for an example, again, let me copy these elements or whatever I want. Okay, so or what I'll do is I'll just copy up to Android. Okay, so let's say few elements only, just to see the difference, just to spot the difference. Okay, so it's like that. And if I try to print that, let's say print set 2. Okay, so we can just try like this, and if I go and execute that program again, see, we can see that. Okay, so C, Python, CPP, Java, and Android is there. Okay, so again the difference is there. We are not getting this exact same order. Okay, it may differ every time. It may differ every time we execute the program. Okay, so that's a thing. That's how we deal with set. Okay, that's how we deal with set. But it's not only that. Okay, so we know how to or we can add the elements. So if you want to add the elements to set, okay, how we can do that, so that we will cover now, that we will see in the next example now. Okay, so let's create the file first. Let's say add items. Okay, sorry, items to set. Okay, dot I'll call it dot py. Okay, so add items to set. Okay, so how we can do that? So basically there are two ways to do it. Okay, there are two ways to do it. Let me copy this theory for you first. Okay, so there are two ways to do it. That is, the first method is add method. Okay, the first method or first way to do it is add method. If you want to add only a single item to the set, let's say if you want to add one by one items, or so you, or a single item at a time. Okay, so you can use the add method. But if you want to add the multiple elements at once or in a go, you should use the update method. You should use the update method. Okay, so that's what you should know. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just take an example of this particular set. I'll just take an example of this particular set. I'll just copy that particular set. Okay, I'll not use the constructor here, so I'll just remove this brackets. So, and I'll call it set one. So for an example, let's consider this is the set one we have. Okay, and if I want to add some elements to this, how I'll be able to do it. Okay, but initially let's try to print this set. Let's say, just to check, let's say set one. Okay, so and we will execute this stuff. Okay, so let's say Python add items to set dot py. So it's printing C, CPP, Java, Python, Android. Okay, C, CPP, Java, Python, Android. So we have got the set. Okay, sorry, that is completely wrong. That should be in curly braces. Yeah, okay, that should be in complete curly braces. So my bad. Yeah, now it's you can see that. Okay, fine. So okay, so the set is there now. If I want, okay, let's say if I want to add an element to it, okay, I can just simply add it. Let's say if I want to add something, okay, so how will I do it? Okay, so I'll say, let's say set one dot add. So now we will call a add function here, and here I'll pass the element. Okay, so let's say if I already we have, so I'll add, let's say PHP. Okay, and I'll put it like that. And again, if I say try to print the set one, okay, so let's see whether that is added to set one or not. Okay, so even if I run it again, now you can see the PHP is added. PHP is added here. Okay, now if I want to add multiple elements, I can simply do it like that. So basically I'll have to pass a list to it. So I'll say add update. Okay, set sorry, set one dot update. Okay, and in set one dot update, here you will have to pass in between, you have to pass the list to it. Okay, so in square brackets you can now pass the elements. Okay, so let's say if I say HTML, then again if I say, let's say dart, and then if I say go. Okay, so like that. So and if I, let's say, print the set again, so let's say set one. Okay, so set one. Okay, and let's try and execute that again, so that if we can see the output. So now we can see the output. So initially when we added only one, PHP was added, and now we added HTML, dart, and go. So HTML is added, the dart is also added, and the go is also there. Okay, so go is also there. Okay, so as you can see, every time we are trying to execute it, there is no sequence at all. There's no sequence at all. Okay, so that is how, using the add method and the update method, you can just try these things. Add method and update method, you can just try to upload, sorry, the add elements. You can add the elements to it. Okay, so this is a simple way to do it. This is a simple way to do that. Okay, so that's how we have we use set. Okay, then there's another way or another thing. Okay, so use it. Okay, so similar to list, we can also use the remove the methods. Okay, remove the elements, so we can remove the elements. Okay, so if you say remove, how we can remove, so let's check it with the another example. Let's say remove from set dot py. I'll call it remove from set dot py. Okay, let me copy the theory first for you, so that we can understand that. Okay, so here again we have five methods. Here again we have five methods. Okay, so one is remove, which will remove the specific item. Then there is a discard, that again will remove the specific item. Then we say pop, so we removes an item, but this method will remove last element. Okay, uh, unless the things are not mentioned. Okay, unless sorry, unless the things are there. Okay, let me copy that again. Yeah, and if it is there. Okay, so so pop will remove an item, but this method will remove the last item. Okay, so we have to remember only one thing, that sets are not ordered. Okay, sets are not ordered, it is unordered. Okay, so you may not know, or you will not be able to predict which item will be removed. Okay, which item will be removed. Okay, so that's a problem here. That's a problem here. And there is no index number, so you cannot pass the index to pop as well. So likewise we used in pop in list two different ways. Okay, so if we pass the index number, that deletes the particular or that removes the particular element from that index number, and if you don't pass the index number, that will remove the last element. So here set is not ordered, it is unordered, so you cannot pass the index number. That means it will only remove the last element, but you won't be able to predict which element will get removed, which element will be removed. Okay, fine. So you can use delete keyword to delete the whole set. Again, we cannot use delete keyword to delete a particular element. Okay, as out of we have done it in list. Okay, and similar to list, we have a clear function here. Okay, which will clear the set. Okay, so let's see the examples. Let's see the stuff. Okay, so we will just try to create those things. Okay, so let's create one so I'll call it from, I'll use it from tuple. Okay, so and I'll use it here. So let's say set one equals to, if I say curly brackets and the elements. Okay, so this is the set we have created, let's say. So we have this set now. Okay, so let's say we define the set. Okay, define the set here. Okay, so we have defined the set here. Now if you say we'll just try and print it so that we can just check. Okay, so we have printed it. Now let's try the first option. Let's say how we can remove the set item using, so set one dot, let's say remove, set one dot remove. And if I say remove, let's say go. Okay, so let's try. I think it is there. Okay, it's not there. Fine, so I'll say okay, I'll add the go here. Okay, so remove the go. Okay, and let's print that set again just to check whether that go is deleted or not. Okay, so and let's execute the program. Let's execute the program. Okay, so that we can understand that. So let's say Python. Okay, so sorry, Python. Okay, equals to remove from set.py. Okay, so as you can see here, sorry, it's showing us error line 15, that is set one dot remove. It shouldn't give us an error. Set one dot remove go, it's saying that okay, go keyword remove go is not there. Okay, yeah, so there is a small mistake, go is not there, that is capital small difference, so it's a case sensitive one. Yeah, it's a case sensitive one. Okay, so let's clean that and run it again. So now if you can see, the go is deleted. Go is deleted. Okay, so we can see the set is there. Okay, so C, Java, Python, Android. Okay, it's showing. Okay, then it's showing the Perl, CPP, Go, PHP in the first output as it is when we printed it. Then in second, if we can see, there is no go here. There is no go here. Okay, so we have removed that. Then we'll try the discard one now. Okay, so let's say set one. Okay, dot, if I say discard. Okay, so discard is another method. Again we can pass something, so this time let's say I'll say C. Okay, and again let's say print the one, print the set one, just to check whether that is deleted or not. Again let's say complete that. So now we cannot see the C here. Okay, we don't have the C here. Okay, so that's how we can just use discard. Next is pop method. So we'll see how we can see that. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just use another method first, another, let's say, variable. So that's a removed element. Okay, I'm just declaring another variable here. So I'm saying removed element, and I'll say, let's say set one, sorry, set one dot, let's say pop, sorry, pop, set one dot pop. Okay, so I'll call it like this. So set one dot pop. Okay, so I'll understand which item is specifically removed or not. Okay, so this will return the delete popped item or deleted item. Okay, so it's like that, and I just want to print that removed item. Okay, so or remove popped item, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so let's say if I say print the, let's share it properly. So I'll say okay, popped. Okay, item, that is this. Okay, plus let's say I'll say removed element. Okay, and then I want to print the whole list. Okay, so whole set one again. Okay, so we'll see how does it look now. Okay, so if I execute that now, the popped item is Android. Popped item is Android, and that is what you can see. The Android is not present in this list. Okay, so before running that, if you can see, the sequence was Android was first element, but we never know when the sequence is changed. Okay, because it is not ordered and it is completely uh, unordered. It is completely unordered. Okay, okay, so we will never be able to guess which element is going to pop. Okay, so that is why we should try to avoid using set. Again, so the Android got popped now. Okay, Then let's try to clear the set. Okay, so if I say set one dot clear, set one dot clear, so this will clear the field, this will clear the elements, this will clear the elements. And if I print that again, let's say if I print, let's say set one, okay, I'll get an empty list, I'll get an empty set, I'll get an empty set. Okay, so let's try and execute that. Okay, so if I say remove from set, sorry, set one should be there. Okay, sorry, set one should be there. Okay, so if I run that again, see, I'm getting an empty set here, it's only printing set, nothing else. Okay, but there is again a difference with when we print the empty set and empty list and empty tuple. So when we say empty list and tuple, when we say empty list, it will only print the square brackets. Empty tuple, it will only print the round brackets. Okay, and when we print the empty set, it prints with set and round brackets. Okay, so always keep that in mind. Sometimes these things are asked in uh, interviews, sometimes these things are asked in interviews because they just want to know how observant you are and how deep you go into it. Okay, so always keep that in mind. These are basic things, but you should understand these things, or you should just remember these things in comparison. Okay, so in comparison also you can just keep these things in mind. Okay, and in the end, as we know, we can delete the set. Okay, so let's try and delete. Okay, so let's say I'll say delete the set. Okay, one, set one, so it will delete the set one. Okay, I'll just give a small print message just to check. Okay, whether the set is deleted or not. So let's say I'll just give a set one deleted. Okay, set one deleted successfully, nothing else. Okay, so just a message. Okay, so now we are getting set one deleted successfully message as well. Okay, so that means the set is deleted, that means the set one is deleted. Okay, so this is how we can deal with tuple and the set. This is how we can deal with tuple and the set. I hope you have understood these two topics. Okay, I think there should be no confusion. These were the simple topics. Okay, so if you have any doubts or queries with you, just let me know. Okay, if you have any doubts or any questions, do let me know.